Hey there, welcome to another episode of Color Stories. I actually was kind of just on a roll and worked on this spread and another spread at the same time, so I didn't record any audio as I was doing this. So let me go back in time and tell you kind of what was going on. I'd gone through my collage ephemera folder and found this really cool image. It was like celestial constellation inspired, and there was a peacock. Now, I don't know my constellations very well. I assume that there is a peacock constellations, but I have a dear group of friends, and our text thread is called the Peacock Girls. It came out of a misheard mistake or autocorrect text or something really silly, but we've adopted it, and it is our fabulous identity. So, of course, when I see peacocks, I think of them, and that's really kind of fabulous. So, in some ways, this page is dedicated to them. You know who you are. And that wonderful camaraderie and friendship that I think of whenever I see items embellished with a peacock feather. So I'm starting this with Kingman water-soluble art crayons. They're nice and waxy. They're kind of juicy once you get them wet. And I just thought this would be a nice way to lay down some color on this spread in varying shades of blue. It's a little bit, light to dark as we go from left to right, but not totally as I add some dark blue here in this bottom corner. Feel free to like and subscribe to this video. It really helps the channel, and I love knowing that you're out there. I love your comments. I try to respond to them, and it's nice to know that I'm not just creating alone in the studio, but that you're out there with me. Don't steal my coffee that you can see right there on the screen. The essential required libation when working in the studio. But see, you can leave as much crayon mark from these crayons as you want, or you can go over them a second time and get them a little juicier and leave your own texture. I really think they're pretty versatile, and they're fast, and they're not terribly messy. So sometimes they're just the right thing. I have different water-soluble crayons like this. I have Faber-Castell gelatos. I have some that are by Ranger distress crayons, but the Kingman are really intense colors, and for this purpose, that's what I wanted. So you can see all my collage elements put in, some stars, the celestial peacock, and the peacock feather tissue paper. I only had a tiny scrap of that, but when, you and your besties have a text thread called the Peacock Girls, you save things like that because you never know when that piece of paper ephemera is going to be needed for an art journal spread. So, of course, I also have a peacock feather stencil, and I thought that I would put some of that in. I'm really just playing. I don't really have a plan, but I'm enjoying the process and enjoying the materials. That often is what I need to just be satisfied in the act of creation, to enjoy the process, to let time kind of slow down while I'm in it. Being mindful, making decisions based on how things look on the page, not having a big plan or a lot of layers of meaning, just enjoying it. So this that I'm using now is a woody, and it's a water-soluble crayon as well, in wood like a pencil, but it's water-soluble wax inside. I think they're by Stabilo, and they're a little firmer than the Kingman water-soluble crayons that I used for opening this spread. I wanted to do some marks and have them not get completely lost when I went over them with water, just to kind of blend them into the page a little bit. Told you, I had quite a few different water-soluble things that I could work with. And splatter. I mean, I splattered gold in last week's video, and now I'm splattering white. Sometimes it is just the little touch that you need. I found this quote by Colette in my box of, magazine clippings and ephemera, and it just seemed kind of perfect. I wanted to add a little gold because of some of the gold in the star paper that you can see here on the screen, both on the far left and far right. And so that just, again, echoing the spirals from the left-hand side of the spread, just enjoying the process. And I mean, it's basically a doodle, but it's very satisfying to do and creates a border around this quote. The quote reads, "There are days when solitude is a heady wine that intoxicates you with freedom, others when it is a bitter tonic, and still others when it is a poison that makes you beat your head against the wall." And that's by Colette. And while that is not the most uplifting, it spoke to me. It spoke to me. I didn't overanalyze it. It spoke to me. I clipped it out and I saved it. And I think in hindsight, as I do this, audio voiceover, I am working in the studio alone, but yet this page with the peacock theme makes me think of my friends in that text thread. And so even if I am in solitude, I don't ever need to be sadly lonely because I have such good friends that are just a text away. So I do hope you enjoyed this color stories, focusing on the color blue, and of course peacocks, and some philosophical musings that went with it. But I would love to hear your comments below. Please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel if you are so inclined. And I hope to see you again next week for another episode of these kind of color story weekly sparks that I'm doing this year. Take care. and I hope you get a chance to take it to the page in your art journal.